Lakers fans, buckle up, because today's story is one that's shaking up the NBA media world, and it's all about LeBron James and one of the most powerful voices in sports, Stephen A. Smith. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. For years, we've seen tension brewing between the two. At first, it seemed like your typical disagreements between a superstar athlete and a strong-willed analyst. But over time, the friction has grown. And now, we've reached a point where there's no denying it anymore. Stephen A. Smith has openly admitted he does not like LeBron James. And the way he said it makes it sound like this feud is here to stay. But before we dive into what Stephen A. revealed, let's rewind. Because this isn't something that came out of nowhere. LeBron has had issues with Smith for quite a while now, and a big reason for that is the coverage surrounding Bronny James. LeBron has been very vocal about protecting his son, not just as a father, but as someone who knows the immense pressure that comes with being in the spotlight. Over the past year, LeBron has spoken out multiple times about what he believes is unfair treatment of Bronny by Stephen A. Smith. From LeBron's perspective, Smith wasn't just critiquing Bronny's game. He was making things personal. He felt the commentary went beyond basketball, crossing into territory that a father simply wouldn't tolerate. Smith, for his part, denied those accusations. He maintained that his takes were strictly about basketball, strictly about performance. But LeBron wasn't buying it. And the more Smith talked about Bronny, the more frustrated LeBron seemed to get. So the stage was already set. Two huge figures in the basketball world, both used to having the last word, both unwilling to back down. And then came the bombshell. On the Dan Le Batard show, Stephen A. Smith finally said out loud what many suspected, but few expected him to confirm. He looked straight into the camera and admitted, "I don't like LeBron, and it'll probably stay that way forever. Things have gone on behind my back, trying to ruin my reputation and integrity." There it is. Clear as day. Not speculation. Not a rumor. Straight from Stephen A. Smith himself. And let's be honest, that's about as strong of a statement as you'll ever hear from someone in his position. We're not talking about simple criticism of LeBron's game, or disagreements about his place in NBA history. This is personal. Smith is saying that LeBron has tried to sabotage him, damage his reputation, and undermine his integrity. Now, think about that. We're not just talking about an athlete and an analyst disagreeing. We're talking about accusations that LeBron James, one of the most powerful figures in sports, has actively worked to harm one of the most influential voices in the media. If true, it explains why Smith feels so strongly. If false, it still shows just how fractured their relationship has become. Either way, what's crystal clear is that Smith isn't holding back anymore. The gloves are off. And here's the thing, this changes the dynamic of how Smith covers LeBron moving forward. Because if he's openly saying he doesn't like him, how can he possibly claim to analyze LeBron without bias? For a network like ESPN, that might not even be a problem. After all, Smith is known for his fiery opinions and his ability to draw an audience. Love him or hate him, people tune in to see what he has to say. And if it's about LeBron, you know the views will be there. But let's not forget, LeBron James isn't done yet. Even at 40 years old, he's still producing at a level that most players can only dream of. Last season, he averaged 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists, while shooting over 51% from the field and nearly 38% from three. Those are elite numbers, and they prove that LeBron is still one of the very best players in the NBA. And that's what makes this story even more compelling. Because LeBron's focus, at least for now, isn't on Smith. It's on winning another championship. It's on chasing that elusive 18th title for the Lakers before he hangs up his sneakers. He doesn't have the time, or maybe even the energy, to get dragged into a public back and forth with Stephen A. Smith. Not yet. But here's where it gets really interesting. Once LeBron retires, once he steps away from the daily grind of the NBA, this feud could reignite in a big way. Why? Because that's when Bronny becomes the focal point. Bronny James is entering the league with massive expectations and pressure that few players have ever faced. And you can bet that LeBron, as a father, will be watching every word that's said about his son. If Stephen A. Smith continues to critique Bronny, fairly or unfairly, you better believe LeBron will have something to say about it. And that's the next chapter of this story that we haven't even seen yet. LeBron versus Stephen A. isn't just about LeBron anymore. It's about Bronny. It's about legacy. It's about respect. So where does that leave us right now? On one side, you have LeBron James, still playing at an elite level, still chasing history, still trying to win. On the other side, you have Stephen A. Smith, one of the most recognizable voices in sports, saying he doesn't like LeBron, and probably never will. It's a feud that's personal, it's public, and it's not going away anytime soon. And as long as both of these men are in the spotlight, this story will continue to unfold. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about basketball. This is about pride. It's about reputation. And it's about two giants of the game, one on the court and one behind the microphone, locked in a battle that shows no signs of ending. Today, we honor what would have been the 47th birthday of Los Angeles Lakers legend and Hall of Famer, Kobe Bryant. Tragically, Kobe, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others lost their lives in a helicopter crash on a foggy morning in January 2020 in Calabasas, California. It was a moment that shook the sports world to its core. Fans, teammates, and fellow athletes around the globe mourned the loss of not just a basketball icon, but a man whose influence stretched far beyond the court. Yet, even in the face of that tragedy, Kobe's legacy, both as a player and a symbol of dedication, excellence, and perseverance, remains untouchable. Now, Kobe's story is set to reach a new generation of fans through the magic of cinema. Warner Brothers is developing a Kobe Bryant biopic, co-produced by Tom Brady's production company, Religion of Sports, along with the producers behind the Oscar-winning film King Richard. This collaboration promises to bring the life of the Black Mamba to the big screen with the respect, authenticity, and grandeur it deserves. The working title of the project is With the Eighth Pick, a clever nod to the 1996 NBA draft. In that draft, the New Jersey Nets reportedly had their eyes on Bryant with the 8th overall pick. However, Kobe and his camp made it clear he would not play for the Nets. Instead, they selected Kerry Kittles, and Kobe ultimately fell to the Charlotte Hornets at number 13. But the story doesn't end there. He was immediately traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Vlade Divac, setting the stage for one of the most remarkable careers in NBA history. The 1996 NBA draft is widely regarded as one of the most talented and impactful in league history. Kobe Bryant was not just a part of it, he was its brightest star. Alongside him were future Hall of Famers such as Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash. Even undrafted players like Ben Wallace went on to leave an indelible mark on the league. Bryant, Iverson, and Nash would each go on to claim MVP honors during their illustrious careers. But the class didn't stop there. It also produced All-NBA players like Stephon Marbury, Peja Stojakovic, and Jermaine O'Neal, as well as multiple All-Stars, including Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Antoine Walker, and Zydrunas Ilgauskas. It was a generation of extraordinary talent, and Kobe's rise among them was meteoric. From 2000 to 2010, Kobe led the Lakers to 7 NBA Finals appearances, capturing 5 championships along the way. He accomplished this alongside some of the game's most dominant big men, Shaquille O'Neal, with whom he formed one of the most fearsome duos in NBA history, and Pau Gasol, who played a crucial role in the team's late-decade resurgence. Kobe's list of accomplishments is staggering: 18-time NBA All-Star, 15-time All-NBA selection, 12-time All-Defensive Team honoree, and 2-time NBA scoring champion. Across 1,346 career regular season games, he averaged 25 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.7 assists, shooting 44.7% from the field, 32.9% from three-point range, and 83.7% from the free throw line. Known for his relentless work ethic, fearless mentality, and unstoppable mid-range game, Kobe Bryant cemented his place as one of the greatest players to ever play the sport. Beyond statistics and awards, Kobe was a true competitor, a leader, and a mentor. His famous Mamba mentality inspired not only fellow athletes but millions of fans worldwide to strive for greatness, embrace hard work, and never settle for mediocrity. He was a perfectionist on the court, but also a devoted father, husband, and philanthropist off it. The collaboration between Warner Brothers, Tom Brady, and the producers of King Richard signals a biopic that will honor both Kobe the player and Kobe the man. It's a story about determination, talent, triumph, and tragedy. The film aims to showcase his rise from a high school phenom at Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia to a global icon who changed the game of basketball forever. For fans, this biopic is more than just a movie. It's an opportunity to relive the moments that defined a legend. From his legendary scoring runs and championship victories to the personal challenges he overcame, the story of Kobe Bryant is rich, complex, and profoundly inspiring. With Tom Brady involved, the project is set to emphasize the discipline, dedication, and drive that made both athletes extraordinary in their respective sports. Combining this with the cinematic expertise behind King Richard, audiences can expect a compelling, emotional, and authentic portrayal of one of the greatest figures in sports history. Kobe Bryant's life and career were larger than basketball. He touched the lives of millions with his passion, leadership, and relentless pursuit of excellence. This upcoming biopic promises to carry that legacy forward, inspiring a new generation while reminding the world of the indelible mark Kobe left on the game, on Los Angeles, and on the world. For fans, this is a chance to celebrate Kobe Bryant, relive his incredible journey, and honor a man whose impact transcended the court, a legacy that will live forever. Could LeBron James, the legendary superstar of the Los Angeles Lakers, really be on the move to the Golden State Warriors? It sounds almost impossible, but the whispers are growing louder, and NBA insiders are starting to hint that the Warriors have quietly explored the idea of bringing the Lakers icon to the Bay Area. For this to ever happen, of course, LeBron would have to approve the deal himself. But in a league built on bold moves and historic trades, nothing is completely off the table. Let's paint the picture. Moving to the Bay Area wouldn't be a massive change for LeBron. Los Angeles is only about an hour away by plane, and the Bay Area offers a lifestyle and culture not too far removed from what he's accustomed to. Staying in the Western Conference keeps the travel reasonable, and the most tantalizing prospect? The chance to finally share the court with Steph Curry. Two future Hall of Famers, on the same team. We've seen a glimpse of their chemistry during the 2024 Summer Olympics, and the thought of them linking up for a full NBA season could send shivers down the spine of every opponent. But let's be real, a trade like this wouldn't be simple. LeBron's salary is massive, making the financials tricky. And any deal would likely involve Bronny James, who would follow his father to Golden State, adding another layer of complexity. Still, in the realm of hypotheticals, it's fun to imagine the possibilities, and one scenario begins to take shape. Lakers receive Jimmy Butler, Tracy Jackson-Davis, future first-round pick. Warriors receive LeBron James, Bronny James, Dalton Connect. At the heart of this trade are LeBron James and Jimmy Butler. Their contracts are nearly identical, making the trade feasible from a salary cap perspective. But it's not just about numbers, it's about fit. Butler could pair seamlessly with Luka Doncic, operating as a true wing and thriving in isolation situations. LeBron, as we know, has a unique style that demands attention and creates opportunities, but Butler's skill set might integrate more naturally with Doncic's offense. Now, picture this. If Doncic assumes the point-forward role, Butler and Austin Reeves could operate off the ball on the wings, while Rui Hachimura returns to his natural power forward spot, the position where he's most comfortable and effective. Meanwhile, Tracy Jackson-Davis gives the Lakers a young, athletic big man who can score inside and clean the boards, providing depth and flexibility. And the future first-round pick? That's the sweetener that acknowledges LeBron's still an elite player, keeping the Lakers' long-term future in mind while pursuing immediate success. For the Warriors, the trade would be seismic. Acquiring the James father-son duo could redefine the roster entirely. LeBron's leadership, experience, and versatility would instantly elevate Golden State to another level, while Bronny could develop under the guidance of one of the greatest players of all time. Dalton Connect would also enter a system designed to maximize his strengths, a fresh start that could unlock potential he hasn't yet fully realized. The ripple effects of a deal like this would extend far beyond just the two teams involved. Western Conference rivals would immediately feel the pressure, knowing the Warriors would be equipped with a pair of elite talents that could change the balance of power. Every game would carry higher stakes. Every matchup could tilt dramatically. And for the Lakers, trading LeBron, even for stars like Butler and young pieces, would signal a shift in strategy, potentially opening the door for a new chapter in the franchise's history. Fans on social media are already buzzing with speculation. Who could fit into such a blockbuster trade? How would chemistry work on both sides? The intrigue is palpable. Rumors are flying, with analysts dissecting every angle. Fit, contracts, draft picks, future flexibility. Some see it as a risky gamble, a do-or-die moment for both franchises. Others see it as a stroke of brilliance that could reshape the NBA landscape for years to come. Let's not forget the emotional aspect. LeBron has been synonymous with the Lakers for nearly 2 decades. Moving to Golden State would be monumental, not just in terms of basketball, but in the narrative of his career. And yet, the idea of him teaming up with Steph Curry, 2 players with Hall of Fame trajectories combining forces, is the kind of storyline fans dream about. The potential for historic playoff moments, unforgettable finals matchups, and jaw-dropping highlights is undeniable. Of course, nothing is official. The Lakers and Warriors have not confirmed any discussions, and LeBron has not made any statements regarding a move. But imagining the possibilities is irresistible. It's the kind of blockbuster scenario that keeps fans up at night, debating, theorizing, and waiting for the first hint of confirmation. So what would this trade mean for both teams? For the Lakers, it's about getting young talent, a proven wing in Butler, and securing a future first-round pick while LeBron enters the final stages of his career. For the Warriors, it's about creating a super team with LeBron and Bronny at the core, reviving Dalton Connect, and potentially redefining the Western Conference hierarchy. It's a scenario that seems almost too dramatic to be real, but in the NBA, we've seen crazier things happen. From surprise draft night trades to blockbuster free agent signings, the league is no stranger to jaw-dropping moves. And if this trade ever comes to pass, it would be remembered as one of the boldest, most shocking maneuvers in league history. Until then, all we can do is speculate, analyze, and imagine. Because if the Lakers and Warriors actually pull off a trade of this magnitude, it won't just shake the Western Conference, it will change the entire narrative of the NBA for years to come.